morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever it is that you're watching around the world. My name is Lena Shipwata and welcome back to yet another amazing episode of A Work in Progress. I'm very excited to be back on your screens and I'm even more excited to present you our newest guest. Please help me welcome Uendjii. Virtual claps. These are virtual claps.
These are virtual claps?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Lena?
I'm good, thank you. All right, so what I like to do is get our viewers to get an insight of who it is that you are, what you do and everything, and maybe just like your childhood and stuff like that. So basically, maybe you can already tell us who Uendjii is, or how would you describe yourself to be, where were you raised, you know, just a little bit of a life story.
Okay, in short, Uendjii was born in Grootfontein.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Grootfontein, lived all my life in Windhoek. A choir boy back in the days. Well, attended my primary school in St. Barnabas, from which I went to Yanmoor and fell in love with the game of rugby. Occasionally would do some choir, emceeing, scripture union, that kind of a thing. And then after that, I went to varsity, studied at Polytech, which is now Namibian University, Science and Technology. From then, I just had this thing of speaking.
Okay.
Right. I was always I was always the one that wanted presentations in class.
Really?
The one that stood in front. Yes, that was me in varsity.
Could never be me. Hated it so much.
So yeah, when we got to presentation, that has been my thing. Until one day, one of my very close friends suggested, oh, they had a family funeral, and they needed someone to speak.
Okay.
I think that was my most nerve-wracking moment because I never really spoke to people that are grieving. So it was a bit difficult trying to find the balance between the two. But yeah, it went on, and after the event, I had a few people that walked up to me and said that, why don't you consider it?
Yeah.
So I kept. For me, it was more of a thing. I just wanna be in front, but not necessarily have the spotlight, so to say. But then eventually, I did a short course, of course, public speaking.
Okay.
I did Toastmasters.
Okay.
Yes, and then I did also another one with Josie.
Okay.
Yes.
Dipandwa.
Josie Dipandwa, yes.
Love a queen of speech.
Queen of speech, yes, definitely. So yeah, and she's the one that actually, and a few other people that said that I have a voice, and maybe I should utilize it more. So, in a nutshell, that is who I am.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take it a little bit back. Tell me about your family setup. Are you an only child? Do you have siblings? What was growing up like for you?
No, I was raised by my aunt.
Okay.
But my mother has had 5 kids.
Okay.
Right. I lost my older brother in 2007.
Sorry.
So then I moved to Windhoek with my aunt. Stayed there. Grew up in a house full of kids, man. Like about you'd sleep 6-7 people in one room. So that's basically how we grew up, and I think that's the love. Where the love I got most of the love from. It's like you were never alone. You always had someone. So I guess my family.
So
is
like
that.
You always had a community. Always the essence of community was always part of you and your journey. Does that mean you also had like a good support in terms of the path that you went into with your sports presenting and stuff? Yeah,
no, I mean, coming from a black community, it wasn't really a thing of your parents really support you. I mean, I played rugby. So the first time I told my mother, mind you, I played soccer in primary school. So when I went to Yanmoor, back then the only sport they offered was rugby, and soccer was only from the under 19 and so forth. Yeah. So when I joined the rugby team, I remember the very first time I went to Walvis Bay. We went to go play there. I did not even get a chance to play. Basically, I just went and carried water for the rest of the guys. We went to Kidmans. I called my mother. I'm like, Mom, I'm going again. She sent money. I also did not play. And I was just like, nah, maybe this is not for me. Yeah. So I fell out of it. And in my grade 11 year, that's when I said, I think I'm going to challenge myself with rugby. Yeah. And I did quite well. And my mother just was never for it because it was like, whenever you say you play rugby, is it the sports where people step on each other's heads? That's basically what everybody says. Yeah, but I think all in all with rugby, it molded my life. There's so much discipline, and it's not what is on the outside that people see. There's actually so much more that protects you as a player, and it's governed by so many rules. And again, it just made me different in so many aspects of my life.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a very similar story because I used to play soccer.
Oh.
from high school to, I think second year university. So I played for the Unambokis. And one day my grandmother woke up and she said, it's done. It's enough is enough. No, wait this. Because obviously, even a woman in sports, your attire and stuff, it's very much like your sports gear. It's not like very feminine. It's not, my grandmother was like, I'm not buying any more toxins in this house. I'm not, no. This is the fact that you always have to have your hair up in a pony and no, you need to become a girl now. She was just over it. And I always had injuries and she was just like, no, we're not doing any more hospital visits because of your injuries, because of soccer.
Visits.
Can you find another sport or anything else that you're passionate about? So I understand where you're coming from. It's very hectic. They didn't really understand it from where we saw it. But it's true, a lot of the time sports teaches you a lot of discipline and then that you can take into your everyday life as well.
No, most definitely.
Yeah. Now, here we like to inspire, our youth that are watching. We like to inspire even people that are not youth anymore. What really drew you to what you're doing right now, and how do you think you can inspire the next person to do what you're doing? Why do you think you're passionate about it?
You see, Lena, if you think of so many things in every boy child, right, or every girl child to say, we are so limited and not exposed enough to actually, we're raised in a society where we tunnel vision, right? Every child is raised to go to university, get a job and live the life like everybody else. What basically inspired me is that I travel a lot, right?
Okay.
And I've had exposure to so many people. I admire people that speak in front of crowds. It takes so much to actually just wake up and speak. And it's not to say that the people are not nervous, they actually are. But it's just you being composed and you coming out of your comfort zone and actually taking on a challenge. Many a times, what really drove me also is that many a times I talk myself out of things. Like everybody else would tell you that.
Self-sabotage?
Yes. Everybody else would come to you and be like, but Henry, you have a voice.
Okay.
Henry, you're good at this. But deep down, I think, I don't know if it's my upbringing, somehow confidence was never my strength growing up. So the older I got, the more I actually started to love this, speaking this. And again, we look elsewhere for inspiration, but sometimes just look within. We just look within of what we have. And in most cases, that is enough. So it is more of I think we feel we're inferior. And when we see someone else do it, we just wonder as to how do they do it. But then it was just someone that actually just upped and said that, listen to the voice, the inner voice, and listen to everybody that is actually saying that you're good at this and you can do it. So I think the most of the problem is that we don't want to put in the work. We don't want to practice our speech. We don't want to attend things that can help us grow in whichever path we do decide to take. So again, it's just that limitation and being in a shell. And again, I recently attended so to say a men's conference where they spoke about your identity. Who are you? We are so pledged to who our ancestors are, and unfortunately that is who we are. We are not born in a vacuum, unfortunately. We're born in society, and how you were raised kind of molds you. And that's the stereotypical way we all headed to. But then it comes down to you finding yourself. Who is Lena? Is Lena the girl that played soccer because of maybe your mother did it or so? Or is she now going to take a different route? So basically it was just a thing of waking up and deciding that, and obviously having people that encouraged me and people that helped me and molded me to get out of my comfort zone and just take up this challenge.
Because you started off your sentence with the boy child, and then in mid somewhere that you mentioned a men's conference, it triggered something in me where I constantly, casually of course, have conversations with a lot of male, talking about how the boy child is neglected and stuff like that. And even in our space, there are not very many male presenters, male MCs, unless they are also in the sports route and stuff like that. And they're not, maybe, so to say, supported, right? But my question is, from you guys that are already in the space, what are you doing? Because from women's side, we support a lot of other women. There's always, women and child empowerment, and we're always having conferences. We're always for the girl child. But there's only so much we can do because we don't know how to be men, right?
Correct.
There's only so much we can do to support the boy child. But for you guys that are already in the space, what are you guys doing to support somebody that is trying to follow into your path in any aspect, really, to support the boy child?
Liana, just a short part of myself that I left out as well. I'm a teacher by profession, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I taught at Kamam's Primary School. So one thing I've realized is that the boy child is neglected, right? And the boy child plays a very huge and important role in society because look at so many people that are on the streets. They have a fatherless figure, so they don't have a father in their lives. When I was in school, when I was teaching, right? I started a gentleman's club at school.
Okay.
Right? So we had this gentleman's club at Kamam's because they had a girls' club or something like that. So I joined the school and I started that. And it's funny to see that some of these kids that we call problem kids, they just don't have a mentor.
Yeah.
They don't have someone to look up to.
Yeah.
So when we attend things like Gregory Arsep, who's the fitness guy, he does a lot of these men conferences and that kind of a thing. We try and associate so much with those so that we can, again, the voice, to amplify the voice.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we build a base and a foundation for every boy to actually feel comfortable. And again, if you look at it and mention the fact that there aren't a lot of people in the space of emceeing that are of that, it takes vision.
Okay.
Right? We look at, for instance, the women's rugby, right? There aren't a lot of women that wants to play rugby because it's too manly, right? But how do you get people to do it? Is by exposing them more to it. So in this gentleman clubs, we looked at things like talent identification. Why is this guy a problem? What can we do to better it? And again, it starts with Uendjii. It goes on to the next boy who wants to learn, and that it becomes a pandemic of just trying to get everybody on board. The more we are, the better, the easier it becomes.
And maybe getting into a culture of not giving up on people, especially because we come from different backgrounds. And sometimes, like you said, all we need is just that support structure and support system. And if you're getting it from like your safe space, because for a lot of kids, school is their safe space. So if you're getting it from a safe space, it's so much easier to move into the right route or right direction as you're growing older. So kudos to you for doing that. Maybe you guys can already call Ministry of Education and say, I think you guys need to introduce this to all the schools so that the boys have somewhere to go to, in a safe space, that is. And then also the pressure can be taken off us supporting the boy child because we already have the girl child and their mothers and everybody to support, okay?
I guess it's also, like you said, everything starts at home.
Yeah.
If you want a clean environment, you don't expect to go clean the neighbor's house. You start with your house. The neighbor will see your house is clean, and that's how influence goes around. So it's basically just starting at home.
Yeah.
At home, if I can encourage one or two, and home is friends, home is family, everybody. If I can encourage my cousin, my brother to do something good for another person, I have this concept in my head where I say, do something for someone without any expectations.
Yeah.
You create an idea in their head that it's actually doable. You can do something for someone and not expect anything. And that is what you want to influence. That's what you want to bring out. And I believe that I have an open door policy.
Okay.
I'm approachable. I've never shied away from trying to help someone identify their dream. And if I can say something to help you and just unlock something, I'm always available for that.
Okay, that's lovely. Love it. Clock it. So, what would you advise your younger self? Because you've already obviously went through your experiences and you know all the mistakes that you made along the way. But what advice would you give your younger self to looking at yourself now? If you were your younger self looking at yourself now, what advice would you give your younger self?
Go out there and go get it.
Yeah.
One thing I always struggled with, like I said, was confidence. I was a very good rugby player at some point. However, I always limited myself. I would always look at the next boy and think like, he's definitely better than me. And I guess I don't know what really instilled that fear in me. Everybody else could see it, but I never really got to see it.
Yeah.
And even me taking this step into becoming an MC, it's all about are you gonna go back to that little boy that was there that couldn't do additional work just to get ahead? Are you gonna shy away? The opportunity is presented to you. You have an opportunity to play this game to win. Are you gonna be in that shell? So right now, if I would advise myself, I would have actually hoped there was someone that just told me that, no, you've got this.
Yeah.
It's actually the reason you are in this position right now is because you're that good. I just always wondered as to how did I get here? Like right now I'm sitting with Lena. How did I get with Lena? So it gets to a point in your life where you stuck, but you're your own prisoner. So you don't grow because of the mere fact that you're just so stuck in the fact that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And I think if I could see the younger version of me, I would have accomplished so much with what I know right now. But then again, the beauty of life is to make sure that the next person doesn't fall in the same trap.
Yeah. No, but you know what? I also suffer from that self-sabotage thing, right? But like, I want you to tell me like the active steps you took to stop self-sabotaging, because even me, I talk myself out of things. Like, it would be like, I don't know if I'm good enough for that thing. Like, am I really going to go into that room? But then there are just days and I'm like, you know what, man? There's so many times where I've just woken up and not known what to expect. And because maybe I've seen people do such great things in the rooms that I'm about to enter and stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just going, I don't know what, can the earth open up and swallow me, you know? Or like, I'm just not going to go. But then I'd be like, you know what, let me put on my best outfit. That's something that I do. Like, I put on my best outfit. It instantly like boosts my confidence, right? Put on my best outfit and I go in there and I walk into the room and seek somebody out that I know and go straight to that person, and then it calms me down instantly. Even if I don't know anybody, the most friendliest face I'll go to and it'll calm me down instantly. But like dressing up properly and making myself feel good that was my first step to stop self-sabotaging. So that's why I'm asking you, what were your steps, the active steps that you took?
Again, Lena, it is getting into a community and talking to people, but more importantly, talking to yourself. It's important to spend time with yourself. It's important to read. It's important to pray. Every morning before you do get up, you just tell yourself, I like looking myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And then just looking at how far I've come and reminding myself of the days that because Lena, to be quite honest, I have to mention the fact that I was a soccer player at some point as well. I played the newspaper cup as well in 2011. Now, after that tournament, opportunities arised for me to go play in the Premier League, for instance. But I just said, I'm not good enough. And right now, when I look at some of the names that are currently playing the national team, are people I played with. And I just keep asking myself this question. That's an opportunity missed. Again, the same with my rugby. That's an opportunity missed. So firstly, it's having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
It's every morning just waking up, reminding yourself why you exist, and having a community of people that just think the way you do, because they say you are who you associate with, right? If there are 9 thieves and you chill with them, you become the 10th one. So eventually in your life, you have to find the right kind of people that fill your cup, right? There will be days where you feel like you can't do it. It's off. I cannot make it. That's when you need that guy to call, or that friend of yours to call, or a partner to just be like, listen, love, I'm going through this. What's the next step? Sometimes it's just someone to reaffirm and just remind you that you've come this far, and that's what you need to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Love it. What does success mean to you? What does it look like to you?
I think success is personal for each person.
Yeah.
Right. I believe in setting goals, smashing them. That's success for me. If I say today, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to write a script or read a book, again, success is the small steps that get you. It's like a journey, right? You never get to the ultimate goal, because after the ultimate goal that we always put, there is something else to work for. There is something greater to be. So success has no limitation. It's personal, because someone would say that I graduated and I'm successful, right? Another person would say that I got a master's degree, I'm successful. So again, for as long as your success is not pledged onto the next person and it's personal, then success is what you make it of.
You're giving me PR answers and I'm so upset. You're giving me PR answers. Like, you know, you've probably said this so many times over. Oh, you're just so good at speaking and stuff. But I want your, okay, let's do this. So we use this platform also to manifest, right?
Okay.
So what is, you mentioned that it's basically ticking off a goal or something that, you know, okay. So what is a goal that you're currently working on, or you is somewhere in your long term or short term that you want to really attain and achieve? Let's manifest it here. Let's do that.
Okay. One of
I know we're getting like really like into your, but
yeah,
maybe we'll also understand you a little bit better.
Okay, for my personal goal right now is just to learn as much as I can about the industry of being an MC.
Okay.
I would like to work alongside the likes of the Neville Bassons.
Okay.
I'm just so intrigued by how well they do their thing. So I would want to say if of course if I'm to be overly ambitious, I would want to work alongside a Neville Basson and maybe just do a corporate event with all Namibia's, so to say, big names, right? And that is the what I'm looking at, right? But for now, I just want to learn as much as I can about what this beautiful career entails, and yeah, I mean, the world is your oyster. And,
it is.
There's just so much to learn with respect to this industry that is ever growing.
Yeah. And you know, you see like how theater is associated to music, comedy is associated to like being an MC and presenter. Yes. I don't find myself funny at all. I don't think I'm the funniest person in the room. I've had to think of jokes either like right before I go on stage or in that moment, or like Google a joke or two, just because really the association is like real, is real time. And you always need to keep your crowd engaged and stuff like that. So if you're not really the funniest person in the room, it's very hard. So you even mentioned Neville Basson, and those are funny people. Those people definitely are naturally funny. So I think you must also work on your maybe you can try to give us a joke. Like, let's see how, on a scale of 1 to 5, how funny you are.
I'm not that funny. The idea of emceeing storytelling, right? It has an introduction, it has a body, and it has a conclusion. It's all about reading energy, right? There is a setting that is set. You're doing a corporate event. You're doing a music show. So it's all different. So you identify the crowd. You see what energy it is that you have in the crowd, and that usually leads me. Yes, many a times you would sit and Google something with respect to that, an event that previously happened at the previous show, and you can spin a joke or two about that. Like I attended the one in where they were having the Brave Warriors fundraiser, where Neville Basson was the MC, right? So he made this joke where he spoke about our boss lady Sophia, right?
Love her. I stand the queen.
I love that woman so much. And he made a joke of, the president is not going to host any more state funerals. And everybody in the crowd was like, okay, wow, what's going on? And then he goes like, because of Sophia singing. And everybody just remembered I think there was something circulating on social media where she was hitting these high notes. And you know, it's again being able to navigate between what is comfortable for the audience, what is not. So jokes, you can you
and
really
also depending on who you are, because Neville Basson, that joke can fly with him.
Yeah, definitely.
You get if I said that joke, Meshaningwa would be like, she would be like, what's happening here? No, but I hear where you're coming from. I absolutely love it. Okay, I want you to, yes, you're a teacher. You care about the boy child, which I really love as well. So I want you to give a word of encouragement to anybody that is watching that either wants to follow in your direction or just follow their dreams or chase their dreams. So maybe give them a word of encouragement.
So I go by the slogan, inspire before you expire,
Per.
right? And a word of encouragement to the boy child or whoever is listening would most probably be your limitations, right, are not out there. Your limitations are mental. And sometimes all you need to do is just go out there and grab them. It's easier said than done, of course, but you need to get involved with people that you want to become, right? Again, we all can't be never person,
Yeah.
but I need to start associating with people that think similarly, people that understand where my direction is. I mean, you cannot want to play rugby and be hanging around a netball court. It doesn't align with your dream. You have to put yourself in positions that are uncomfortable, because most dreams are killed in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Where we think and feel like I can't grow, I'm not better than, and in most cases, our parents have a different generation
Yeah.
of. I mean, I think when we speak of colonization, right? People see the physical aspect of it. I've come to realize colonization was mental more than anything else, and that mentality has been shifted on to generations, right? And that's where I mentioned that you're not born in a vacuum. You're born from somewhere, right? And that somewhere is what molds you and what makes you to believe that this is who you are. So again, it's about finding who Lena is. What is your identity?
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, you have to go out there and put yourself in positions that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And in most cases, people may laugh at you because,
Which is okay.
Yeah, which is okay. People may laugh at you, and it's just, again, sometimes it's their fears, and they just wowed by how Lena is sitting here right now and is able to do this. So it's taking the first step.
Yeah.
One must say that is most important.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. I think I left, I'm going to be leaving inspired, and everybody else that's watching obviously feels the same way, or I hope they do. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for joining us today. This was very inspirational.
Thank you so much, Lena, for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for tuning in to another amazing episode of A Work in Progress with myself, Lena Shipota. I almost forgot my name there. Like he said, don't forget to inspire before you expire. See you next time.